I'm not going to sing this morning. I don't sing. I'm sure he was panicking. When I got to church this morning, and not too long in there, I felt a real tugging to kind of tell my testimony. And then I never know what he's going to preach on. I never know what God's going to talk to him about. And just the whole service was about my testimony. And I feel that I need to tell it. I mean, a lot of you have been coming here for a long time, and you know, he'll say bits and pieces about things that went on, but I know where that faith that he preached about this morning is. I've been there. I've been there. I've been there when I didn't know, but I did it too. For about 10 years, I suffered with a disease, or something was wrong with me. Nobody knew what it was. I just went without. I just had this horrible pains. I had this stuff that went on, and nobody knew what it was. Well, in about 1998, I finally got diagnosed, and I had chronic pancreatitis. I had a divisum of the pancreas, which caused me to have these pancreas attacks. I was in and out of the hospital every 2 or 3 months. We had to go to doctors in Dallas at that time to open up the ducts to try to get me some relief of being in and out of the hospital with chronic pancreatitis. This went on for about 10 years. And in 2007, they decided I was in grave danger at that point. I had went in the hospital, I was sick. Some of you here know we had the restaurant at that time and knew that there was something going on with me. And so I go to the hospital with a pancreas attack, and they go in to do an ERCP, which I had about 40 of those over the years, and stenting and just all kinds of stuff they did to try to relieve my pain. And they come in and they said I was almost septic. Most of y'all here now know that more than anything. And they wanted to do emergency surgery that day, but I was so infection that they wanted to give me a couple of weeks. And they did what's called a Whipple procedure in December of 07. They removed 90% of my pancreas, and the 10% that I had left, actually a lady is here today that was in the operating room with me that day as a nurse. Raise your hand back there. She sat in on those Whipple procedures. It was 9 hours. The 10% of the pancreas that they left, they removed part of the stomach, they removed all kinds of stuff. Just re-plumbed me everywhere. People don't realize, but your pancreas, only 3% of your pancreas house your islet cells, which makes you a diabetic. The rest of your pancreas, its main goal is your digestive, how you digest your food. So it's the major blood supply and everything. So anyway, I went through this, and we were at that time, we were just thrown into it, and our faith was this was going to fix me. We were finally going to get an answer. We were finally going to get fixed. I was finally going to get my life back. You know, I was in the hospital in ICU 5 days, in the hospital 11 days. I was 3 months till I was back at where I was. And I thought I was healed. And I had depended on God during all of this. But still through this, I wasn't healed. I constantly still had these issues. We saw doctors, and doctors would say, you know, you don't have a pancreas. You're still not having a pancreas attack. You know, they make you feel like you're crazy and all this. And I'm telling you, these were the days that we were on our knees. I knew that something wasn't right, something needed to be fixed. And my doctor in Tyler, she sent me to Baylor. She said, I went to school with a guy there, and you need to go there. And it's called an auto islet transplant. And what that means is they totally remove your pancreas altogether. They harvest just your islet cells, which is what produces your insulin. Because after the Whipple, I was not a diabetic. They harvest just your islet cells, and they inject them in your liver. And basically, they get a new home. But they didn't only get a new home, I got a new life. Amen. I've been pain-free. This Tuesday will be 5 years that I got my life. Is my faith as strong today as it was then? Probably not. But if you ever, when you're took to a place, when you are took to a place in your life that nobody, no matter how much of a loving husband I have, and how much faith in my family and support I have. When it comes down to it, you don't have anything but you and God. You're either going to get well or you're going to get to see Him. And at that point, your faith is okay. I was okay. I was okay with that. I mean, no, I didn't want to leave my family, but I was okay. I was that sick. And so 5 years this week, I got my life, and that was faith in God. I tell people all along that I would see doctors and they would go, I've never seen this. I mean, truly, I'm the only person in Tyler, Texas, that is in the shade. But, you know, there'd be doctors go, I can't believe you've not had any complications from 30-something ERCPs. But y'all, that was God. It was God. It was God that directed me to those doctors that I've seen over the years, even the ones that at that point thought they were fixing me and didn't. But it was God all along. So there is modern medicine, and God works through that. But, you know, the faith that you have, don't let your life get to that point of faith. You know, if something's going on. Because, I mean, when it gets to that point, it's pretty tough. But anyway, I just wanted to share that this morning. I felt like I needed to. So many times my husband kind of skirts around my illnesses, and, you know, it was tough. And I honestly believe from 07 to 11, when they did that surgery, we were opening this little church down here. And I believe with all my heart, and we do too, you know, it was a Satan attack. You know, because of this, what we have today, a place to worship and the people that come through those back doors. So, you know, we stood the faith through all of that, and God prevailed anyway. So, thank y'all.